What's good, y'all? Welcome to day 3 of my 31-day challenge for the month of October. If you're new to the channel, I'm doing a Halloween challenge where every day from October 1st to the 31st, I'm doing a movie review for different horror movies. Some classics, some new, some lighthearted, some really dark, all that stuff. So I've never done something like this before, and I always told myself one day I'm gonna have just a marathon. I thought about it. It was something last year I thought about. I was gonna do it for Christmas, and it didn't happen. I made excuses, which is not a good idea to make excuses. But this time, no excuses. We're doing it for the Halloween holiday, and I will say this: if this is something y'all love, show your support. Let me know in the comments, and I'll do it again for Christmas as well. I'll do 31 different Christmas movies. So anyway, now I decided to do something a little more lighthearted. It's still in the horror category, but it's more fun. It's called Day Shift, starring Jamie Foxx, where the plot is he's a vampire hunter in the Valley, or Los Angeles.
Holly.
A certain vampire that he killed was actually part of a big, I guess you can call it, vampire organization, to where the death of that vampire caught wind to the boss. The boss is mad and wants to get revenge on Jamie Foxx. Now, in the middle of all that, Jamie Foxx has his issues. He's a low-time vampire hunter. There's levels to it, and he's like at the bottom of the barrel. He doesn't get a lot of money, and on top of it, his wife and daughter are planning on moving away to Florida. Like I said, this is in California. But the only way he can keep his family together is if he makes enough money for it. So now he's hunting for bigger projects, bigger contracts for these vampires, while being unaware that a job that he had, killing a vampire, opened up a floodgate of high end, above his pay grade vampires attacking him. And it's a fun time. Like I said, it's a horror, but it's fun. The action was done very well. On top of it, it has great comedy. And also something that I noticed watching this was, shout out to the casting director, because not only, like I said, Jamie Foxx is the main actor, but he did not hold this movie on his own. As a matter of fact, I think someone else did an even better job. Jamie Foxx did good, but a side actor, Dave Franco, and I love Dave Franco, bro. He was a scene stealer. I loved it. He was funny. His comedic timing was on point. To be real, I'm thinking about it. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that Dave Franco was in, whether if it was small or big, that I didn't like. And I haven't seen him in a film. I got to see that movie he's in called Together. I haven't seen that yet. Him and his wife are playing in that movie. But basically, every movie I've seen him in has been great. And it stays the same with Day Shift. He's Jamie Foxx's partner. And whenever they're together, first off, their chemistry is really good. Second, in my opinion, he's a scene stealer. And it's done very well. But shout out to Jamie Foxx. He did do his thing as well. But back to what I was saying, the action in this movie was actually done very well. One thing I was wondering when I was about to watch this movie was, when you have comedians like Jamie Foxx and you have someone that's like Dave Franco in your movie, is it going to be too goofy to where the vampire hunting is boring? It's more of the goofiness, just flying around, getting hit by vampires and always looking at the screen, fourth wall breaking. No, this movie actually, as funny as it was, took itself seriously as well when it came to the demon hunting. The choreography for the battles against the vampires was done well. There was one of my favorite scenes in this movie had Scott Adkins in it. I love Scott Adkins. He had a small role in it, but he played, what was the brothers called? It was him and his brother in the movie. Who were they called? Hold on. The Nazarian brothers. They were the Vance, I guess you could call, I always want to say demon hunters, vampire hunters. And the scene that they had was actually really good. You see the fighting skills of Scott Adkins. If you know the history of Scott Adkins, you know he's more in the fighting movies because of his actual real life skills. And the scene with him and his brother was actually very entertaining. Like I said, the choreography in these battles, the gunplay was very stylized. Not just with them, but Jamie Foxx. You could tell he put time in getting the choreography right with the gun battles, the one-on-ones against vampires and all that stuff. You could tell also with the action scenes that it was money put into this. This is a Netflix movie, but I could have definitely seen this at theaters. The production, CGI, the gunplay, everything, you can tell, as fun as they wanted to make this movie, they took it seriously as well. behind the scenes. I'm talking about directing, production, all that stuff, the actors and everything. But yeah, this was all around a really good movie. I enjoyed myself. Is it horror where it's jump scare? No, it's not like that. The horror is the vampires, the monsters trying to terrorize LA. That's really it. But everything in horror don't have to be in the dark and something in the corner. You know, if you know horror, you know there's different versions. And I think the version this one was played it well. Actually, to be real, I would love. I don't know when this movie came out, but I would love to see a second one. I would. This is lighthearted, not much thought into. You know, when I say not much thought into, not a bad way. I'm talking about you just sit back on a Saturday morning or evening and just enjoy a good movie, just a fun time. This is one of them. You had to put much thought into it. The chemistry, to not just them, but every other actor worked really well. And I want to give a shout out to Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg's in this movie, which makes sense. It's a movie in L.A. But he plays a a vampire hunter as well. And he was cool. I liked it. It was funny, and he was cool at the same time. I mean, Snoop Dogg played Snoop Dogg. Not literally, but I'm talking about the character he played. He was, I think his name was Big John. But he acted like Snoop Dogg, which he usually does in every movie he's in. But it fit. That was the thing. As funny as moments were, it fit. It didn't seem like it was forced. It was, to be real, I didn't have one cringe funny moment in here. And that was good. Like I said, everything fit into place. The horror aspect with the vampires fit. The action fit. The comedy timing worked. The atmosphere is mostly in the daytime, but some of the moments, like it was a scene in a bowling alley, it was dark, gloomy, and I thought that worked. Everything worked in this movie. That's one thing that caught me by surprise. This movie does not get talked about. Like, when did this come out? 2022. So wow, 3 years ago. This movie does not get talked about enough. But I'm glad I watched it because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was a whole different atmosphere I got compared to watching a classic horror story and Evil Dead. But I would definitely advise y'all to go see it. This movie is violent. They do not cut corners with that. So the vampire kills and all that stuff is violent. So I'll just give you a heads up. But yeah, you can have a good time with this. You can watch it in the daytime, nighttime. It's a good addition to the Halloween movie franchise, I guess you can call it, if you want to put it that way. In this day 3 of 31, I'm glad this was added to my list because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Day Shift, Netflix. I'm down if you're willing to write a check for them to have them come back. Everybody did good. There was literally, nobody was annoying. And at this time, when it comes to movies now, it's hard to find that. They stick out. It's very rare you see where everything works out in the movie. You know what I'm saying? The music, it had that LA vibe music. I was rocking with it a little bit. Like I'm sitting there, bobbing my head and everything, So, yeah, everything worked out. Definitely advise y'all to check out if you guys want a feel-good action horror movie, I guess you want to say. Shout out to Jamie Foxx. I will say this. There was one part. I take it back where I said, the cringe. There was one part, it was very short, but it was a part where Jamie was trying to be too serious. And it gave all very cringe. I was like, you're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much. It was only for like 3 seconds. But okay, that was one moment where I was like, okay, you acted too hard. Like it was this one situation. He really wanted you to believe that he could sell a real serious moment. And I think he overdid it just a little bit, but it was just one scene. But overall, like I said, really good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's like it's a Netflix movie, but they should have put that in theaters. I researched it was never in theaters. This could have been. And I believe it would have done very well. Anyway, day 3 out the way. I'm about to watch another one for day 4. So definitely expect that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to my 31 days of horror reviews, movie reviews. And yeah, thank y'all for y'all support. I'll see you later.